So when I'm cooking ramen noodles, I usually drop in the noodles about here, where it's just starting to boil. But this isn't good enough. It has to be boiling, like super hot. So it does, this thing is cooking pretty good. Just I have it up pretty high. So I guess this will be a good stove to cook with out there. Because this boiled pretty quick. See how it's giving a little puff of smoke? Now we got a good boil. That's what we need right there. So we're gonna take our beef flavor ramen noodle soup. If you like to break it up while it's still in the pack. I like my noodles long, so I'm just gonna put it in there just like that. Take out the little flavor packet. It doesn't need to be super boiling the whole time, but it's still boiling really good. I keep turning down the thing. It's the first time I use this stove, so about like that is what you want. Is the handle's not even hot? Good, that's good. And after about 30 seconds or so, I like to flip it over. And I don't put in the full 2 cups. I put in maybe a cup to a cup and a half because I don't like the soup part of everything, of the noodles. So until it's still kind of hard. So yeah, the stove I got from my brother. He's I don't know, a picker or a scrapper, whatever you want to call it. And he found this on the side of the road, and all it needed was a little tiny O-ring on the to connect to the tank. And it needs some screws and stuff. The thing's beat up, so I understand why somebody. And then yeah, if you kind of look in here, you can actually see that there was an oil in the noodles. And if you don't heat it up enough, like if you throw it in while it's while the water's not boiling, then you don't get that oil coming out of the noodle. Okay, so let that sit for a little bit. Okay, so while the noodles are still boiling, go ahead and put in your flavor. You don't want to do this after you cook it. You want to let the noodles soak in there. Boil for a few seconds, and I need a bowl. Okay, let me go get a bowl. So now that, let's see, yeah, everything looks like it's cooked good. Okay, now I'm gonna turn off my flame here. Turn off my gas. Okay, will this fit right here? It will fit right there. Take my noodles. Make sure to get all the little goodness that you can. Boom. There you go. All cooked. So after I'm done cooking, this is metal. Put that over so that my son doesn't burn himself. Done. So I'm just finishing up this stove. If you remember, there were some extensions that came out to kind of make a table, but I didn't have anything to hold it up, and it didn't look like there was anything that did hold it up. So I just cut them off with my grinder, cut off the hinges, made it smooth. I made this top out of some scrap
OSB and chair molding and just screwed it on. I mean, it looks bad, but this is going to be good enough to keep all the leaves and rain out of the burners, so that whenever we do go there, we don't have any issues with the burners or the knobs or anything, because everything is covered now. I know it's not going to last long, especially the OSB, so I'm just putting a little bit of something on there and calling it good. It's going to be outdoors under the trees at our hideaway, so that wifey can cook while she's there, because she likes to cook smelly foods sometimes. So she can cook all she wants out there. So I think next time we go, we're gonna bring this. So yeah, and also the other issue that I had found was that the burners weren't screwed in. So I went and buy some screws this morning at Home Depot. It's M6x1 by 12 millimeter. And just screwed them all in to where now the burners don't wiggle around while you're trying to adjust it, because that was a big issue. Because you really don't want the burners to be moving around. Yeah, so it's pretty much ready to go. Just the stuff needs to dry, and so it'll be dry a couple minutes just with all this sunshine. I just painted this so it's wet, so I really can't open it up right now, but let's see if I can. No, now you're gonna get me off of the sealer. So yeah. So this just fits right on top. It's just to keep the burners clean. Because once you get burnt, once the burners get dirty, because I have this one right here, and I guess inside it must have flaked up or something. After a little bit, it just doesn't work. They don't work good. But yeah, so this should keep it nice and clean. Nice and clean. I keep saying that. It's not. They aren't nice. They're just old. It's gonna be outside, you know, in the woods, middle of the woods. So. It's not like we're keeping it here where we want something looking nice. It's out in the middle of the woods where I really don't care too much. But yeah, so let's let this dry so I can put in the wagon.